All right, hello people. Today is Monday, July 20th, 2026. I'm really only making this video because there's some people, I guess, on YouTube, when I talk to them about my previous music experience and tell them I own currently 5 guitars and a bass and 4 amplifiers, because I'll admit, back in the day I was much better player. I don't play my guitars as much, but just to show any doubters that I do play guitar and own several of them, and they are real guitars, as I'll demonstrate. I did sell my full Yamaha Dreadnought, which I do kind of wish I did not. Anyway, this is a 3/4 scale Yamaha guitar. It does have a built-in tuner, and it's also an acoustic electric, meaning you can plug it in. Okay, my other guitar, probably, and my most valuable, is this Epiphone 2013 edition, limited edition custom shop TV silver. They only produced 1,000 of them. Humbucking pickups, great guitar. Now this guitar here I just recently picked up now does not currently have strings on it. That's why I have some of them laid out. I do have new strings for the guitars that do not have strings on it. So this is a Squier Butterscotch Telecaster that I bought about a year ago. I don't play it all that much. Now I bought this. This is a hardtail Squier Stratocaster, which is unique because usually Stratocasters are like this. They have, because they usually include a vibrato bar, but this, kind of like the Telecaster, is a, so you don't have a vibrato on it, which I love because I think the vibrato on a Stratocaster throws your Strat out of tune. And there's other ways to get vibrato sounds in. And one way is using the thumb over the nut technique. Now, here's the J Turner. Okay, it is a blue Strat. Now, I used to, again, I've owned so many guitars and sold so many guitars in my lifetime. I wish if I had all of them, I've never sold. Instead of the 6 I'm showing you right here, right now, it'd be more like 15. I used to have a 1995 American Standard Strat, blue like this, but with a rosewood neck. And I put, back then when I had it, in the 90s, it was popular to put the lace sensor pickups in it. So I had blue lace sensor pickups in it. Now this guitar here, it does, even though it's a J Turner, the reason I bought it, it has an older body. And it does have a nice, I do like maple necks. Now, I did modify this guitar since I do know how to do some mods. I put a new nut on it, okay? And basically, since I have an older body, I also turned this into a hardtail. Now, I would have to take the screws out here, but basically, so I don't have a floating bridge and tremolo right behind where you see where you put the strings in. I can point my finger there. Let's see if I can put down. Okay, right here, I cut out a block. So I put that block in there, and then you got your, anybody familiar with the back of a Strat, you have a claw, claw, and you got two screws here like claws, and that pulls the vibrato forward, which pulls your bridge forward. Okay, now, this is, if you're setting up for a vibrato bar. Now, the way I set this up is I wanted my bridge to be flat, and I don't want the vibrato bar. I want a flat bridge. So what I did is I tightened up the springs here. I precisely measured a piece of wood that would go in there, slid in the wood, and then loosened up the springs until it came flush to the wood. What that does is then keeps your bridge nice and even. Look at that. Everything lined up. And the thing is, you can bend, pull, and this guitar stays in tune great. Now, being this a J Turner, which is kind of a Strat knockoff, I did rip up everything underneath the hood. And the pickups you're looking at including the pick guard. Instead of the 1-ply, I put a 3-ply pick guard. It came with, white control knobs and volume knobs. Those pickups in there are actually a set of Fender, the Tex-Mex pickups, and that cost around $80. And I put all Fender full-size pots, new input jack, so everything underneath the hood of this guitar. And this Blue Strat plays like a dream. The last thing I do have now, even though I'm not a bass player, and this one even has the fancy strings, the glow-in-the-dark strings, is this Sterling by Music Man bass. Back in the day when I bought it, it was probably a $300 bass, maybe nowadays $400 or $500. I don't play it often. I do have a nice bass amp. This TC Electronic is a bass amp, actually. It's a 250 watt bass amp. But it also, is great for, you can take vocals if you want it to be, if you need it to, you can use it as a single source monitor. A lot of times I'll take my phone, I'll plug it in and play my music through it. So this is very versatile at 250 watts, 10-inch speaker. It does even have built-in sound effects, and you can go on the web and add sound effects to this bass amp. So it's actually been, out of all the amps I own, it's been my most versatile. As far as demonstrations, when I play some of these guitars to show you that they are real, I'm going to use my Vox little Mini 4, which is actually a battery-powered / you can plug it in, but you can also take it out and about on the road with an electric guitar. And what's cool about this amp, it's got 3 plugins. You got for your instrument, you can plug in a mic, and it even has a built-in drum machine. So you got like a full band there. So those are currently everything that I own. Now, let me see if I can give you a quick, I just don't want you to, I feel like I'm ugly nowadays in my videos. So I'll just give you some examples, just showing you that these are real guitars. Like, starting with this one, this is, the acoustic. If I leave here tomorrow. So you kind of get it. Now, as far as the electric guitars, just to show you once again that they are real guitars, I will grab, I tune it up. Oh, and it's all ready to go. Seems like I need a new chord. I'm getting a little bit of interference. Alright, so that's my little sound test for you guys. I'm probably going to do some videos later today for YouTube. I'm not sure if they're going to be, music related. I'm first going to string up my guitars. Let's shut that off. Seems like I got a little bit of static or interference going on my amps. So, once again, those are the guitars I own. The little Yamaha 3/4, the J Turner, the Squier, the Seafoam Green Hardtail, Blonde Fender, Squier Telecaster Hardtail, a Epiphone, a Les Paul Custom Edition or Custom Shop Limited Edition. And I do say this is a, when people say, oh, is that really a special guitar? Absolutely. There you go. A limited edition. Look at, for you guys that know about guitars, if you want to see if this is actually, only one of 1,000 ever made. There's a serial number for it. Okay, so limited edition. They only made 1,000 of these, and I have the original paperwork. I'm not sure of the current value, but since they only made 1,000 of them, and it was made in 2013, I paid, I think, $500 for it. I would imagine the value is probably at least double in 2026, considering they only made 1,000 of them. But I don't know. I'm not planning on selling it anytime soon. I do, however, talking about selling stuff, for anybody that is a sports fan, and for the people, my people that are from Philadelphia. Okay, I inherited this from my stepfather, who passed away back in February of last year. His name's Harold. Some of you may know him. Had this, and it's actually a game ball. A Steve Carlton, mint condition. You can see the rosin still on the ball. Autographed by Steve Carlton. I think he had it autographed sometime in the late 80s, and he's had it in this container. It's in mint condition. I looked up the value. It's currently valued, depending if it's a ball condition. And, of course, you know, I don't have an appraisal on this, but I can assure you it's authentic. And anyone looking to buy this, I am looking to sell this. You know, and I can get it appraised, and someone can look at it to, you know, authenticate that signature. But anybody that knows Steve Carlton, probably one of the best left-hand pitchers in Major League Baseball history. By far the best Philadelphia Phillies pitcher of all time. They probably wouldn't have won the World Series in 1980 without him, and returned to the World Series in 1983 without him. I think at the time of his retirement, he held the record for most strikeouts as a lefty, and he did go by the name Lefty. And God, I mean, you know, I'm going to show my age here, but I remember him pitching. He always had this twitch in his face. He hated talking to the press after the games. He had a decent fastball, but his slider, wow, he had one of the best sliders in the game. Very hard to hit. And the thing about Steve Carlton, which is great, now I know they got the, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't watch baseball as much nowadays, they have the designated hitter rule in the National League. I don't like that. Good thing about Steve Carlton, not only was he a great pitcher, he was a decent hitter. I mean, most pitchers, you know, before the designated hitter rule in the National League were like, okay, the pitcher's coming up in the ninth slot, it's an automatic out. Not for Steve Carlton. I remember being at a Phillies game at Veterans Stadium, and they were out of players, and they actually used Steve Carlton as a pitch hitter. That's how good he was. So the value of this baseball is anywhere between between $400 to $500. Anybody want to make an offer on it? Just put it in the comments below on this video, or if you know me personally, just send me some information, and I can get it appraised. And if you're actually, you know, if you're serious about it, we can split the appraisal cost, or I'll bring down the price. I mean, I'll make someone a deal on it. I'm not going to give it away just for you guys out there that say, oh, I collect Phillies stuff, you know, I'll give you $200 for it. No, it's worth at least a minimum of $400, guys. I really want $500 for it. But I'm going to do some more research before deciding on the final price as far as what I'll take, or I'll take it to an auction, like some type of sports auction, and they usually allow you to, you know, put, like, say, listen, I'll sell it for a minimum bid of, but I'd rather sell it to someone that lives in Philadelphia, especially you, Marty Mabry, because I know you got a lot of Mike Schmidt signed, I think, baseball bats and stuff like this. This would absolutely go great with your collection. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video. God bless you guys, and look forward to the next video, probably coming up later today. See you guys.